Worms the game. The first version of Worms, Worms 1, was created in 1994 by Team 17 Corporation. The game was a 2D turn-based computer PC game, which each player controlled a number of worms on the formal landscape and tried to defeat the other player-controlled or computer-controlled teams using bizarre and humorous weapons. Bazookas, auto-aiming pigeon bombs, holy hand grenades were example of one. After 2 weeks since the game set foot in the international game market, Worms became the second most popular computer game within the market and was an enormous hit. In 1997, the first version of Worms 2, Worms 2 Armageddon, was created. Worms 2 had complete different graphics, characters, weapons, etc. from Worms 1. In 2001, Team 17 created the second version of Worms, not as a computer game, but an online multiplayer game. This was the most successful game Team 17 created. Over 10,000 people started playing Worms World Party online. On the first week it was on the internet. Team 17 also created a Nintendo version of Worms, very similar to the PC game. In 2003, Team 17 considered another dimension of Worms, a 3D version of Worms. Worms 3D was then created, very similar to Worms 2, except all graphics and animations were done in 3D form. In 2005, Team 17 created Worms 4, which had the best graphics and 3D animations throughout the whole history of Worms. In 2006, they stopped creating more versions of Worms and began concentrating on different ways of playing Worms. Worms 3D was transferred not into only PC, but in PlayStation, Nintendo, even GameCube games. In the end of 2006, Team 17 made the first of the fourth generation of Worms. Worms HD was then created, with the most variety of weapons, maps, and etc., and the best 2D graphics that the game was made a lot more realistic. In 2007, they are considering creating the Xbox version of Worms 3D and Worms 4, and creating the first version of the fifth generation. In 2007, they are considering creating the Xbox version of Worms 3D and Worms 4, and creating the first version of the fifth generation. Worms has been one of the most successful games that lasted more than a decade from 1994 until now, and ensure that the history of Worms will continue in the future. Thank you for watching my show. The end.